Hi, it's Louise from spiralbright.co.uk, and I've been working on my June newsletter, which will be coming out in the next few days. So if you're not on my mailing list and you'd like to be, you can sign up for it on my website. There's a subscription box at the bottom of the homepage. But I was just kind of looking at what is coming up, and I couldn't help but notice that we've got some Blu-ray activations incoming. And as the Blu-ray is one of my sort of I don't know, it's the frequency that I really resonate and identify with most strongly out of many. And I know a lot of people who are following me now have watched my video that I did about the Blu-ray frequency and Blu-ray starseeds. So I thought this will hopefully be quite interesting and useful for you. So what we've got, it's the 24th of May today, and on the between the 29th and the 31st of the month, so later on this week, is that right? 5 days time, into next week, we've got our sun is going to align with Aldebaran or Aldebaran. I'm not entirely sure how you pronounce some of these fixed star names. Now, this is one of the 4 royal stars in the sky, and it is also known as the Star of Enlightenment, very closely associated with Archangel Michael, and also very closely associated with the Blu-ray. So as the sun aligns with this star, what we're likely to see or experience is a much stronger and more powerful connection to divine consciousness and sort of higher level wisdom. Now, our intuition may be stronger as well, and it's a great time to sit and connect to your higher self if you're seeking answers for anything. This is going to be a great time to do so. But Archangel Michael is also, of course, the protector, and he's very closely linked to justice and to divine harmony. So, you know, it is possible over the next towards the end of this month that issues of justice and balance are going to be coming to the forefront, even more so than they have done so far. So just keep an eye out for that, and be ready to, if you've got downloads or, you know, you're finding you're more switched on and more in tune than usual, make the most of it, basically. Then as we go into June, on the 10th, 11th of June, the sun is going to come around to Nihal, which is in the Lepus constellation. And that, again, is one of the fixed stars that is very closely aligned with the Blu-ray. Now, what I'm kind of feeling about this, and again, if you haven't watched my video about the Blu-ray, go back and watch that, because I share lots of information about this frequency, how it plays out, the traits of different Blu-ray starseeds, and so on. But the Blu-ray is very much about justice, about truth, but in a less militant way and approach than perhaps the indigo ray might take it on. But what Blu-ray frequency is brilliant at doing is clearing ancestral trauma and karma. So we may find that, and I'm saying we because I think of myself as a Blu-ray, we may find that we are being called to clear and to work on that even more so than we have been doing so far. You know, and it might be personal, it might be in your family, but it is also likely to be collective. So I just feel that with the support and the energies coming through from Nihal, shortly after Aldebaran, you know, this is a time where we're going to have to step up potentially. So just to be ready and prepared, and also transmuting lower energies in general. It doesn't have to be ancestral. You know, that I just feel there's going to be a lot of density being shaken up as things are sort of rooted or unrooted, unearthed. And that is going to create a lot of unsettled, lower vibrational energy, which will need to be cleared and transmuted. So again, this is what we came here to do. Equally as well, there's a focus on keeping that vibration raised as high as possible. And what I was kind of getting quite strongly, and it's been coming through quite a lot lately, so I just think, okay, let's go and share it, is obviously everybody is on their own personal stage of awakening, development, enlightenment, knowledge, awareness, etc. And we all have different beliefs, and we all have different views of what we believe to be true, what our reality is, where we've been duped, deceived, lied to, controlled, enslaved, etc. But and while there is a brilliant role for all the people that are sort of unearthing information and exposing what certain people or certain groups have been up to, and that really helps a lot of people to wake up. And I personally have been completely, I have followed so many people over the last 3 years that have really opened my eyes, and I will be forever grateful to them. But it feels like for as long as we are focusing on, this person did this, and, isn't it horrible, awful, and isn't it horrific, and, the kind of a real dual viewpoint, for as long as we're focusing on that, and all the wrongs and all the corruptions and all the stuff that's coming up to be exposed and revealed, we remain in a very dualistic mindset and reality. And what's important as we move forward is that we move out of that, because when we ascend into this higher dimension, there will not be duality, and that is the whole point. So we came here to experience it, which we've done. It's getting stronger and louder to try and, I think, shake people awake, to make them realize a bit what's going on. But there's a large percentage of us now who need to detach from that, and not in denial that it's happening, because yes, it is, and it's important to acknowledge that, but rather than focusing on that and what's wrong and who's the good guys, the bad guys, all of that, is really focus on the higher frequency. And where we kind of know, we've seen what we want to let go of, is what I'm trying to say, which is very Scorpio North Node. And we know the Shapley Attractor is right there at the moment, really boosting, giving cosmic support for all of that to be revealed and unearthed and come up for clearing and cleansing. But we need to focus on the higher timeline now and where we want to go. So I hope that makes sense. Finally, I wanted to just share something. Don't normally do this, but it feels quite I don't know, I just feel cool to do it. It was some information that was shared by a lady who I follow, who has got a Patreon membership. So I will share her details. Her name is Becky, and her website is Find the Light. Brilliant woman, and very gifted, and she has the ability to remote view and to connect with the consciousness of pretty much any living being, past or present or future. And she, in a recent Patreon Q&A that she did, that I was listening to, was talking about the solar flash. Now, this is something that I talked about in my video about ascension, saying that, some people believe there is going to be a solar flash, which will really boost the energy, the vibration, and almost shake us out of the lower frequencies so that we can rise up. Now, I do resonate with that. That does, again, I try and sometimes trying to be too logical, but that does make sense to me. And I know we've had a lot of solar flares, that activity is heightened and continues to be, it's non-stop. We're getting solar flares and solar storms daily. the power is rising there. You cannot deny that. But I always assumed that if there was going to be a big event, a big flare, a big flash, that it would be coming from outside in to shake us up. But what Becky shared, which is a completely different way of looking at it, was that actually this kind of burst of light is actually going to come from within Earth herself. So it's coming from the core, and it's going to move through, up, wherever, through the planet and out. And as it moves out, obviously it's going to come through all of us. So any living being on the planet will be affected by and subjected to this this light and this energy, which I kind of just thought, yeah, actually that really resonates. Now, she went on to say that all those people who are awake and aware and have reached a certain level of consciousness and are able to deal with it will find that their reality changes at that point. And that, you know, and I'm aware that some people can do this already, but it's going to become quite normal to be able to see energy, to be able to see, you know, beings in other dimensions, to be able to see how our energy affects other living things, other people in nature, etc. And we'll be able to, we'll be tuned in to a much more, much clearer vision and understanding of the planet that we're living on, and how magical she is, and how beautiful, and the connection between all of us, which is very 5D. But when you can see that, it's going to be very hard to then, you know, have this lower attitude and be more dualistic in the way we live our life. So I'd love to know what you think of that, whether that resonates with you. Obviously, well, I don't know if there's anyone out there who knows for sure what is going to happen, what it's going to look like, how it's going to affect us. This is really a time of a little bit of having blind faith, but knowing that we're here for a reason, and everything is moving forward in perfect divine timing. There is a big plan, even if no one's actually told us what it is, and it seems to change every day. But that's okay, because you know, we're here and we're living, and we are yeah, we're doing it. We're fulfilling the roles that we came here to fulfill. Even if you feel like you're not, you are, because your higher self knows what it's up to. So that is my update for today, and yeah, I'm sure I'll be back with more very soon. Thank you for watching.